Welcome once again to Auto Mundial, the weekly home of all the latest motoring news and reviews. Well, with a new school year fast approaching, we go through two of the best options for your university town runabout.
We've also got a Toyota Hilux with a rather special fuel source, but could it be the future?
Plus, join us on a trip to the Isle of Man as we celebrate 60 years of the Peel Engineering Company and its P50, the smallest car ever produced.
That's all coming up. First though, the news.
Decentralized currencies offering fast and secure payments around the world, cryptocurrencies have boomed in popularity in recent years, leading many to trade in the various coins that exist. As a result of the growing adoption of these new currencies, many manufacturers have begun exploring their worth, one of which is Ferrari. Last year, the Italian supercar icon decided to start welcoming cryptocurrency payments across its network of dealerships in the United States of America. And with the project going strong, the program is being extended to official European dealerships as well. The company has said in a statement that it's working with various companies adept in the cryptocurrency sector to ensure the security of the payments.
Picture this. You're a young student looking to move out from home and need a small car for running about town. Obviously, you can't be seen in an old model and need the newest of in-car entertainment, so a brand new purchase it is. Quite the dilemma, right? Now in its facelifted third generation, Kia believes this is your solution, the Kia PICANTO. And facelift is definitely the right word. When the third generation of the small Korean A-segment hatchback first broke cover in 2017, it was far from a supple shape. But with the latest edition, the PICANTO gets warrior-like details, from the enlarged headlights to sharp lines and bolstered haunches. Seeing this new model patrol about town is like watching a world-class musician, chest puffed and jewellery on show, jumping around a stage. It certainly attracts looks. As you would expect from a small entry-level hatchback, the cabin doesn't quite get the same showy persona with its far simpler interior design. Scratchy plastics and basic styling elements are very much the go-to on small econo boxes such as this. But nevertheless, Kia does a good job at applying softer upholsteries where it matters, like the steering wheel and door card tops. The 4.2-inch instrument cluster display comes as standard, as does this 8-inch central touchscreen along with a parking camera. Though we do think the infotainment responsiveness leaves something to be desired. Nevertheless, phone connectivity apps are all available, whilst top trim levels get wireless charging. Safety is a top priority aboard the Kia PICANTO, with a great deal of systems like lane keep assist, forward collision avoidance and intelligent speed limit detection. Meanwhile, a choice of either a 62 brake horsepower 1-litre engine or 77 brake horsepower 1.2 have just enough get up and go to stay out of trouble whilst remaining efficient on fuel.
But if all you need is a cheap car to get around town, surely there's only one worthwhile option, the Dacia Sandero. While it may not get the image of a fancy, aggressively styled city car, starting from £13,800, the Sandero is one of the most affordable cars on the UK market today. But equally, in its third iteration, a 2008 UK launch, the Sandero has had enough time to age well, now presenting as a refined take on the original. Visually, while the hatchback has adopted a more detailed, sleek appearance, it still retains the original car's adorable proportions and general shape. It may look good, but standard kit is far from impressive. Steel wheels rather than alloys are sure to stand out on modern roads, while boasting body-coloured bumpers is far from a good sign. Inside, entry-level models lack the 8-inch screen, while manually winding rear windows won't get you brownie points from your friends sitting in the back. Where the Romanian EconoBox may fall short on standard equipment and fancy details, it more than makes up for when it comes to power. Sat under the bonnet of all Sanderos is a small 1-litre 3-cylinder engine available in one of two specifications: a 91 brake horsepower entry-level edition or 100 bhp model running on LPG. Though the latter is far less fuel economy, 10 mpg less than the petrol equivalent and Kia Picanto.
The Dacia Sandero may be one of the most affordable cars on the UK market, but coming in at £15,500, the Kia Picanto is hardly much more expensive, all whilst offering good levels of tech and safety. Moreover, we would much rather cruise around town aboard the funky Kia than an arguably run-of-the-mill Sandero.
Mini Cooper, Fiat 500 and more recently the Dacia Spring and Jinpeng XY. Whilst large SUVs fill the car market, the automotive industry is definitely partial to a small microcar. But taking the biscuit in the small car world is the P50. Officially the smallest automobile ever produced and sold. And this year the popular single-seater is celebrating 60 years since entering production on the Isle of Man. Now we all know about how capable the P50 is at navigating the tight and twisty layout of a busy office building, but despite its size and alarming lack of safety features, both the smallest car in the world and its Trident sibling are fully road-legal automobiles. So we paid a trip to the island during a get-together of both the P50 and Trident to see what all the fuss is about. A record-breaking car, the original model was built during the mid-1960s and rapidly caught the attention of admirers thanks to its almost ridiculous dimensions. Just 1.3 metres long, a metre wide and 1.2 metres tall, it comes as no surprise that the smallest production car in history is a single-seater. 3 wheels, 1 headlight, 1 door and a lack of reverse gear all add to the model's charm. Luckily, weighing less than most people helps when manoeuvring. Come the end of the P50's tenure, the Peel Engineering Company decided to join the big boys and build a true passenger car. But once again, you guessed it, there was nothing ordinary about the Trident. Sure, it fits a pair of occupants under the glass bubble, yet still just a metre wide, you'll struggle to get comfortable on round island trips like this.
After the break, we compare battery electric, internal combustion and hydrogen.
Welcome back. Coming up, Toyota thinks it's found the solution to the new age of the automotive industry.
Bold road presence, excessive power and performance, and a luxurious premium cabin inside with all the latest tech. The Jeep Wagoneer is the manufacturer's top-of-the-range SUV, built for only the most important VIPs. But it seems the name is spawning a collection of new meanings, namely a fully electric variant dubbed the WAGONEER S. Though dropping in size and losing the fancy image, we struggle to see the similarities. However, the all-electric WAGONEER does retain some iconic Jeep design touches, namely the 7-slot grille, albeit in modernised form. Additionally, a pair of motors mean this latest Jeep is still somewhat off-road ready with all-wheel drive. In fact, various driving modes and greater chassis rigidity enhance grip on loose surfaces. Thanks to the front electric motor's ability to disconnect for greater efficiency, the 100 kilowatt-hour battery allows for over 300 miles of range. Meanwhile, an impressive 600 brake horsepower made the model rather rapid. The EV can even reach 62 miles per hour from a standstill in 3.4 seconds. Just like other cars bearing the WAGONEER name, and despite lacking on the size department, the new electric model is full of the latest luxuries. Behind the quirky twin-spoke steering wheel is an assault of screens totaling 45 inches across the dash, all of which come as standard. These include an instrument cluster, heads-up display, central infotainment touchscreen, climate control panel and passenger TV. Joining the LED Armada is mood lighting, while large windows and a large panoramic sunroof brighten up the cabin. Nice leather upholstery decorates the space brilliantly, as do all the little chrome details. Both front and rear legroom is nice and spacious, as is the boot, with 850 litres of capacity.
The WAGONEER S is Jeep's first attempt at putting together a fully fledged EV, putting the American manufacturer on the back foot somewhat. European car makers have had quite a few years now to perfect the art and grow with technological improvements. So sure to provide quite the challenge to the Jeep is the likes of BMW with its iX. Much like the WAGONEER, this is the Bavarian manufacturer's top-flight electric SUV, getting abundant interior space for 5 adult passengers whilst maintaining a boot big enough for long trips away. Furthermore, it too sits aside from internal combustion offerings in the brand's lineup, visually getting very EV-focused styling, helping keep that drag coefficient as low as possible, optimizing range. Speaking of range, sitting beneath the floor of Germany's best is a whopping 105 kilowatt-hour battery, enough for over 320 miles of driving, and that is regardless of the drivetrain. The iX comes in either 516 or 610 bhp form in the xDrive 50 or M60 variant respectively, though with such a small increase in power we can't justify the higher echelon Beamer. In fact, opting for the M trim level doesn't even get you the jazzy interior colours and aggressive styling, though we do traditionally dislike these excessive touches, and when the cabin is this smart, we are happy BMW is omitting the blue and red details. Never did we think we would say the BMW is lacking screen space, but its dual display does look small versus the Jeep. Buttons throughout the cabin all look like stunning jewels, decorating the brilliant high-quality materials and nice wood panelling. Plush chairs should make for a sumptuous passenger experience, though the slightly sloping roof may well hinder on headroom for the tallest of rear occupants. The BMW's additional class does have a rather sizable impact on its price tag, however, with models starting from just over $84,000, whereas the Jeep's less subtle living quarters will set you back a mere $72,000. That being said, if you're looking to spend that sort of money, what's another $10,000 between friends for a more upmarket appeal?
With climate change heavy on the mind, we always hear battery-powered electric vehicles as the cleaner future of mobility. The Japanese manufacturer Toyota isn't quite so sure. For years, the car maker has pushed development of hydrogen fuel cell technology, using the abundant gas to create electricity through electrolysis, powering motors much like an EV. Said research eventually led to the unveiling of the Mirai, a premium full-electric saloon capable of 400 miles despite carrying but a small battery, all thanks to its fuel cell full of hydrogen. Well, now the tech is venturing into the rugged outdoors as Toyota has unveiled its latest hydrogen-powered creation, a Hilux. Bar the jazzy blue and white livery, this particular pickup doesn't scream new age or unique. In fact, it gets the same external styling as any other Hilux in all its rugged utilitarian glory. Though, lift the bonnet and instead of a diesel 4-cylinder you'll find the polymer electrolyte fuel cell stack that transforms hydrogen into electricity, powering an electric motor on the rear axle. 3 high-pressure tanks, each holding around 2.5 kilos of liquid hydrogen, sit beneath the floor. Using a very similar design to that of the Mirai, this Hilux gets an impressive 373 miles of range from just under 8 kilos of hydrogen, proving the efficiency of the new fuel source. Better yet, when you reach the end of your tank, simply park up at a pump and fill the tanks up like a normal diesel Hilux. According to Toyota, the electric motor produces 180 brake horsepower, plenty for patrolling the farmyard and transporting equipment to your next job, with nothing but water vapour exiting the exhaust pipe. The Japanese giant is yet to confirm whether a hydrogen Hilux will see the light of production, but up against battery electric vehicles, the technology sounds like a no-brainer to us.
Hydrogen and all-electric are certainly fighting their way to becoming the automotive industry's energy of the future. But in the here and now, it's still good old-fashioned fossil fuels that dominate the market, so let's enjoy the dulcet tones of rev limiters and exhaust notes. This is the Audi RS-Q8, the 4 rings largest SUV mixed with all the bells and whistles of the manufacturer's sporty RS division. And visually, those bells and whistles are clearly on show. Compared to the standard Q8, this top-of-the-range edition gets broad hips and shoulders, eye-catching kicks and flicks, as well as extensive aero equipment, both front and rear, and if we're honest, it does all look a bit much to us. That being said, the car's external boisterousness certainly matches up with its outrageous underpinnings. The RS-Q8, and by extension its twin-turbo V8, is available in one of 2 levels. If the standard car's 600 brake horsepower doesn't quite do it for you, there is always a 640 brake horsepower performance model. With peak power coming early on in the rev range, up to some 4,500 RPM, you won't be pushing the engine in search of screeching exhaust notes. Instead, rapidly available torque will make overtakes a doddle in any gear. Both examples will complete the 0 to 62 sprint in under 4 seconds, whilst the RS-Q8 performance will slightly outcompete the standard model's 155 mph top speed with its electronically limited 174. Inside, the model is very German SUV, with more screen space than dashboard, whilst the seats scream Audi with their unique stitching pattern. Being a sporty model, it obviously gets red details throughout and all seems ready for your next motorway blast. But with little creativity gone into the RS-Q8's interior design, we would rather something a little more plush.
With that in mind, say hello to the Aston Martin DBX 707. Yes, the manufacturer famous for mobilising international spies is now marketing to footballers and soccer mums. But nevertheless, the high-riding Aston is still a good-looking car, especially thanks to a more elegant approach compared to the Audi's brash aggression. Stand by the side of the road, and not only is the DBX a more subdued model to look at, it's also far more subtle as it flies past its speed. Where the RS-Q8 is a harsh firearms, its British rival sings softly like a baritone gargling water. Making those dulcet tones is yet another twin-turbocharged 4-litre V8, this time pumping out 697 brake horsepower, outdoing the top Audi by over 50. The additional power, plus a 9-speed automatic gearbox, means 0 to 62 takes just 3.3 seconds, while the SUV gets 0 so close to the 200 mph club with a 193 top speed. Performance is all well and good, but the Aston's real party trick is its interior comfort and luxury. Compared to the RS model, larger windows open the space, while nice, soft materials decorate much of the cabin, not to forget the odd touch of carbon fibre, reminding you just how sporty your car is. Bucket seats and a 3-spoke wheel are also nice hints to the car's capabilities. We would certainly expect the Aston Martin to sit in its own bracket when it comes to interior luxuries. Hitting the market north of £200,000, it's far more expensive than the Audi RS Q8. In fact, while UK pricing is not yet confirmed, the German sporty SUV is expected to start from around £130,000, some 70 less than the DBX.
That's all we have time for this week. Make sure to tune in next time as Audi continues to cling on to the past with a new creation harking back to yesteryear.